वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। You can repeat. Om Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhabhuva
Om Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhabhuva
Vishwasya Karta Bhavanasya Gopta
Vishwasya Karta भुवनस्य गोप्ता
स ब्रह्मविद्यां सर्वविद्याप्रतिष्ठाम्
ब्रह्मविद्यां सर्वविद्यां प्रतिष्ठाम्
अथर्वाय ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह
अथर्वाय ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह
ब्रह्मा परिवृडः
ब्रह्मपरिवृडः
महान्
महान्
धर्मज्ञानवैराग्यैश्वर्यैः
ज्ञानवैराग्यैश्वर्यैः
सर्वानन्यानतिशेते इति
अनन्यानतिशेतेति
देवानां
देवानां
द्योतनवताम् इन्द्रादीनाम्
द्योतनवतामिन्द्रादीनां
प्रथमः
प्रथमः
गुणैः प्रधानः सन्
गुणैः प्रधानः सन्
प्रथमः
प्रथमः
अग्रेव
अग्रेव
सम्बभूव
सम्बभूव
अभिव्यक्तः
अभिव्यक्तः
सम्यक् स्वातन्त्र्येण इति अभिप्रायः
सम्यक् स्वातन्त्र्येण अभिप्रायः
न तथा यथा धर्माधर्मवशात् संसारिणः अन्ये जायन्ते योऽसावतीन्द्रियो ग्राह्यः इत्यादि स्मृतेः विश्वस्य सर्वस्य जगतः कर्ता उत्पादयिता भुवनस्य उत्पन्नस्य भोक्ता पालयिता इति विशेषणं ब्रह्मणो विद्यास्तुतये स एवं प्रख्यातमहत्त्वः ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मविद्याम् ब्रह्मणः परमात्मनः विद्याम् ब्रह्मविद्याम् येनाक्षरं पुरुषं वेद सत्यम् इति विशेषणात् परमात्मविषया हि सा ब्रह्मणा वा अग्रजेन उक्ता इति ब्रह्मविद्या तां सर्वविद्या प्रतिष्ठाम् सर्वविद्या अभिव्यक्ति हेतुत्वात् सर्वविद्याश्रयम् इत्यर्थः सर्वविद्या वेद्यं वा वस्तु अनया एव विज्ञायते इति येनाश्रुतं श्रुतं भवति अमतं मतम् अविज्ञातं विज्ञातम् इति श्रुतेः
येनाश्रितं श्रुतं भवति अमतं मतं विज्ञातं
ज्ञातं
वेदेषु
ज्ञातं
श्रुते
सर्वविद्या प्रतिष्ठाम् इति च स्तौति विद्याम्
सर्वविद्या
प्रतिष्ठाम्
प्रतिष्ठाम्
इति
इति
च स्तौति
विद्याम्
अथर्वाय ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह
अथर्वाय
ज्येष्ठपुत्राय
ज्येष्ठपुत्राय
ज्येष्ठश्च असौ पुत्रश्च
ज्येष्ठश्च असौ पुत्रश्च
अनेकेषु ब्रह्मणः सृष्टिप्रकारेषु
अनेकेषु ब्रह्मणः
सृष्टिप्रकारेषु
अन्यतमस्य सृष्टिप्रकारेषु
अन्यतमस्य
सृष्टिप्रकारस्य
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 प्रमुखे पूर्वम्
प्रमुखे पूर्वम्
अथर्वा सृष्टः इति ज्येष्ठः
अथर्वा
सृष्टः not सृष्टि सृष्टः इति ज्येष्ठः तस्मै ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह उक्तवान्
तस्मै ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह उक्तवान्
First mantra the bhashyam we have seen. Now the second the mantra. First mantra we saw Brahmaji, the son of Lord Vishnu, Narayana Putraha Brahmaji taught this vidya to Atharva. Now Atharva will teach to his disciples. But successive names of this sampradaya is mentioned in the mantra number 2 as well as in the mantra number 3 which is going to come. Now we can read this mantra. Atharvaneyam pravadeta brahma Atharvatam purovachangire brahma vidyam
अथर्वातां पुरोवाचीर्ब्रह्मविद्याम्
Sabharadvajaya satyavahaya praha
सभारद्वाजाय सत्यवहाय
प्राह
Bharadvajongirase paravaram.
परावराम्
You can do it one more time. You can repeat. Atharvaneyam pravadeta brahma
प्रवदेत ब्रह्मा
Atharvatam purovachangire brahma vidyam
अथर्वातां
पुरोवाचाङ्गिरे
ब्रह्मविद्याम्
Sabharadvajaya satyavahaya praha
सभारद्वाजाय
सत्यवहाय प्राह
Bharadvajongirase paravaram.
भारद्वाजोऽङ्गिरसे परावराम्
We'll see the meaning and then we'll see the bhashyam. So you can mute the mic now. In this mantra, the Brahma Vidya is glorified. The Brahma Vidya and the Sampradaya is glorified. By glorying the Sampradaya, the Brahma Vidya is glorified. And the names of the teachers in the tradition are mentioned. Brahmaji taught this to Atharva, then this Atharva. Atharva, he taught this to this Vidya, Atharvane yam pravadeta brahma, Atharva tam purova changire brahma vidya. Here, Atharvane, in the previous mantra we saw Atharvaya Jeshtaputraya Praha. Atharva, that is Akaranta Shabda Atharva. Atharvaya Chaturthi Vibhakti. Sampradana, therefore Chaturthi Vibhakti. Because Atharva was the recipient of this knowledge from Brahmaji. So Brahma is the giver and the recipient is Atharva. Therefore Chaturthi Vibhakti Atharvaya iti. The first mantra. So Atharva being Akaranta Shabda Atharvaya. Here in this mantra, Atharvane. What is Atharvane? Atharvane also Shashti Vibhakti, Chaturthi Vibhakti only. Atharvane also Chaturthi Vibhakti. It is also Sampradana only. But the Pratipadikam is Atharvan Shabda. Like Atman, similarly Atharvan, Atharvane, Atharva, Atharvanu, Atharvanaha. You can decline like Atman Shabda. And Chaturthi Vibhakti will be Atharvane. So Atharvane, Chaturthi Vibhakti. Yam Pravadeta. Yam refers to Brahma Vidya. Yam Brahma Vidyam. Why Yam? Because Vidya is Strilinga. Therefore, Yam Brahma Vidyam. Brahmanaha Vidyam. Brahma Vidyam. Yam Brahma Vidyam. Vidya Vibhakti. The object of what is given. That is the Vidya. Brahma Vidya. Pravadeta. Pravadeta. Which is taught. Imparted. Which is taught. Atharvane. Taught. Who taught? Brahma. So Brahma, Yam Brahma Vidyam, Atharvane, Pravadeta. Brahma, Brahma Vidyam, Atharvane, Pravadeta. Pravadeta taught. Atharvana iti Nanta, Nantaha. That already I told. Nantaha is Nakarantaha. Nakaranta, therefore Nantaha. Atharvan Shabda. Atharvane. Since Atharvane is the recipient, therefore Atharvane. Atharvane is equal to Atharvaya. That is also can be taken. Atharvaya Brahma, Atharvaya Yam Brahma Vidyam, Pravadeta. Pravadeta. Brahma is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, Brahma, Atharvane. Atharva, Atharvan Namakaya. Shishyaya, Swashishyaya. Swashishyaya, Swaputraya. And Shishya is a Shishya as well as is the son. Pravadeta. The word Pravadeta meaning imparted, taught. It is Chandasi. It is Chandasa Prayoga. Pravadeta iti. Pravadeta, it means it taught. Past tense, it will be avadat. Avadat, it taught. So this is Chandasi. That Chandasi means it's all the usage, Vedic usage. Vedas have the privilege of using the words as it likes. The Veda has a privilege. A dhatu which is a Parasmaipadi, Veda can use it in Atmanipadi. In any way, similarly, Atmanipadi dhatu can use it in Parasmaipadi, but Veda has the authority. So, when we see a word which doesn't come under any of the Panini Agarashi rules, we can understand it as Chandasi. It is Vedic expression. Or it could be a Arsha Prayoga. If it is a Smriti Grantha, then we say it is Arsha Prayoga. Usage of the Rishis. The Rishi use, they have the privilege to use the words. They have the authority. So, when we say Chandasi, it means it doesn't confirm, doesn't come under the general rules as framed by the Panini Maharishi. So therefore, you will see all these things. Sometimes the words are used in a different gender, not the gender in the common usage. So different gender, different number, and sometimes different tense also. different tense that we have to interpret. So all these are the expressions of the Veda. So Vedas have got the authority. So Pravadeta. So when you say Pravadeta, if you try to understand this Kriya Padam, try to derive the Kriya Padam using the Panini the sutras, you would not get the form Pravadeta. Therefore, we have to understand Pravadeta is as Avadat, it taught, Uktavan iti. So, Brahma, he taught this Brahma Vidya to Atharva. Brahma Vidya Atharvane Pravadeta Uktavan Katitavan Proktavan Avadat iti. Then that Brahma Vidya, what did Atharva do? So that Brahma Vidya, Atharva Angire, Angir is a Shabda, Repanta Shabda. Angir is a Shabda and Chaturthi Vibhakti is Angire. So Atharva, this Brahma Vidya, Brahmanaha Labdam Vidya, Brahma Vidya, this Brahma Vidyam, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Atharva taught this to Angir. Angir is the Pratipadikam. Angire Chaturthi Vibhakti. So Angihi iti Repanta. Angir Repanta. Namne Swashishyaya Purovacha. Pura means before. Purvam Uvacha. He taught this Purvam. Pura is Purvam. Before. Pura is Purvam. Before. Uvacha. Uvacha taught. Uktavan iti. So Pravadeta Uvacha. Same meaning. Then, so from Brahmaji to Atharva, Atharva to Angir, this is a flow. And from this Angir, Saha refers to the Angir, the last person, Angir. Saha, Angihi, what did he do? Angir Namaka. Saha Angir Namakaha, that is the Shishya of Atharva, he taught this knowledge to Bharatvaja. Bharatvajaya. Bharatvajaya Satyavahaya Praha. Praha Uktavan Proktavan Uvacha Katitavan Pravadeta Avadat. Same meaning. Satyavaha is the son. Sorry, Satyavaha is the name. Satyavaha is the name. Name of the person who was born in the Bharatvaja Gotra. Bharatvajaya means Bharatvaja Gotraya. Bharatvaja Gotra was born in the Gotra. Gotra is the family, the lineage of the family, particular Gotra was born. So, the one who is born in the Gotra, Bharadvaja Gotra, his name is Satyavaha. To him, Angir taught. Then, that Bharadvaja, Angirase Paravaram. Angirase Paravaram, Brahma Vidyam, Praha we have to supply. Saha Bharadvaja, Angirase, Angiras. Here Angirasa is different from Angir. Angir is the previous person. Now that is Repanta. Here it is Angiras. It is Sakaranta. Santaha. Angir is Repanta. Here this is Santa, Sakaranta. Angiras, Sakaranta, Shabda. So Angirase is Chaturthi Vibhakti. So Angirase Paravaram Brahma Vidyam Bharatvajaha Praha. Praha we have to supply. Anushangaha. Anushangaha means to be connected. The word Praha to be connected to the sentence. Bharatvajaha Angirase Paravaram Brahma Vidyam Praha iti. So now 4 names are there in this: Atharva, Angir, Bharatvaja, Bharatvaja Gotrotpanna, Satyavaha. Satyavaha is the name. Satyavaha is the name of the person who is born in the Bharatvaja Gotra. So Satyavaha and Angiras. So 4 people are mentioned in this mantra. These are the Sampradaya Karta. They are the perpetuators of the tradition, Sampradaya. Iti. Now, why the names of the teachers and the traditions are important? The names of the teachers, starting from Brahmaji, they are all not ordinary people. They are not ordinary people. And Pratamaha, Saha, Brahmaji is Pratamaha, is Mukyaha, and Indradinam Pratamaha. Therefore, from him the teaching is flowing. Therefore, it shows the greatness of this Vidya. And the Vidya is conveyed to the next generation in the form of the words. The words become the Pramanam. The words are the Pramanam. The words are the Pramanam, and through the words, this Vidya is transferred successively to the next generation. And the words what we use, what we generally use in the Vyavahara, in our transaction, those words are called Laukika Shabda. Those words are Laukika Shabda. And we don't have any problem in understanding the Laukika Shabda. Any word you say, tree, apple, flower, table, computer, laptop, these are all the words, Laukika words. When we hear the words, we understand what it means. The word and the meaning of the words, they are connected. So once you hear the word, the meaning of the word, you understand the meaning of the word. That Artha Spuranam of the word occurs in your mind. So we don't have any problem in handling the Laukika Shabda, because you know the words and the meaning, and I also know the word and the meaning. So by using the words, which the both of us know, once I utter the word, and the word brings the meaning along with it, they are inseparable. Vag and Artha. Vagartha Samprutto Vagartha Pratipattaye. So Vak and the Artha, as they are inseparably connected, the meaning of the word also occurs simultaneously in your mind. This is with regard to the Laukika Shabda, what we handle in our daily transaction, the transactory world. But there are words which are Alaukika Shabda. The word Brahma is Alaukika. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The Brahma is, by hearing the word Brahma, what happens in your mind? What is that which occurs particularly in your mind? The word Brahma is Brahma, nothing happens. Unless the meaning of the word Brahma is revealed properly, then the word Brahma cannot be understood. The Brahma will just remain a word. The translation of the word Brahma, the very translation of the word Brahma is also difficult. Translation of the very word Brahma can be done through other languages using some words that will give certain meaning, but it may not give the exact meaning what the word Brahma means. So therefore, the words of the Shastram have to be handled. In general, a word, if you take any word, a word can reveal only something which refers to like Rudi, Rudi Artha. Some words have got the basic meaning. Rudi Artha is the basic, commonly known, popular meaning. Rudi. A word can give you, a word can reveal what is Rudi, commonly, popularly known meaning. Rudi. Or a word can reveal something related to jati, species. When I say tree, you know it all belongs to the plant or the plant kingdom. Tree, a plant, a crop, a sprout, jati. Similarly, a word can refer to that having some quality, guna. Guna is possible. Dark, white, wet, intelligent. So these are certain gunas. Soft. So a word can reveal about certain quality of a thing. Or the word can reveal that which performs some action. Action revealing words. Kriya. And the word can also reveal the sambandha, the relationship. The relationship between all of them or relationship with something else. So a word, what we use in our Laukika transaction, fall under only this category. It could be either Rudi or Jati or Guna or Kriya or Sambandha. Since the words what we use fall under one of these five categories, therefore, when I use a word, you can understand it. You can understand what it means. But when I say Brahma, the word Brahma, what do you understand by the word? Brahma cannot come under in any of these five categories. It is not an object, and it is not commonly used or popularly known, and it doesn't belong to any particular species. Because if you say jati, species, when I say animals as a general, it refers to the particular being, animals, birds, the particular species. And within animals, there are so many varieties. And within that, there are so many varieties. So we can go down and down. But when I say Brahma, so what is that? To what it connected, to what jati, what species? If there are many, we can talk about species. But animals, many animals are there, and they are called animals. And within animal, they have got subspecies, species, subspecies, etc. There are many, therefore, species are there. The word species refer to any beings, different kinds of beings, and therefore they are classified. But when you say Brahma is only one. And therefore, how will you classify it? What species Brahma is? You cannot refer to Brahma as like you refer the species. So not possible. And Brahma doesn't have any qualities. No particular quality Brahma has. Therefore, since it doesn't have any particular quality, therefore it is not subject to any limitations. You can refer to that which having a quality, and when it has a quality, it means it is limited, because certain quality is that quality limits that object, that thing. But Brahma doesn't have any particular or special or general qualities. It is free from qualities. Therefore, it is free from limitations. It is free from limitations because it is free from any qualities. It doesn't have any attributes. And Brahma doesn't undergo any change. It is avikriyaha. Doesn't undergo any change and doesn't cause also any change. It doesn't perform any action. When an action is performed, a change is observed. So by the change, you can refer to the thing. But Brahma doesn't do any action. It is actionless. And Brahma doesn't have any relationship. Relationship means the relationship between the part and the whole. The hand is a part of the body. That's the relationship. He is a son of me. Relationship. And this country is my country. Relationship. What relationship Brahma has with other things? It doesn't have any relationships. Therefore, we cannot understand the meaning of the word Brahma in the general way what we understand a word. Brahma is a word, but the meaning of what it refers to cannot be understood like the way we understand the words what we use in our daily transaction, in the transactory world. Because whatever words we use, it all comes under only the 5 categories. Therefore, Shastram says, these words of the Shastram, therefore, the words of the Shastram have to be handled. What the Shastram reveals is Brahma, and Brahma is not available for understanding using the Laukika words. That is why Shastram itself says, Yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha. This statement of the Shastram sometimes can be misleading, in the sense, can be mistranslated. Yato vacho nivartante. So words and along with the mind, they return back. It means the words could not objectify Brahma. Yes, because Brahma is not objectifiable. It cannot be objectified by any word. Because it is not something available as an object for the objectification. Therefore, and along with the mind, it returns back. The mind also, the words or the thoughts occur only in the mind. Therefore, mind cannot objectify. Why? Because Brahma is the cause of even the mind. Therefore, since it is a karanam, therefore, how can the karya can objectify the karana Brahma? Not possible. That is what it means. But at the same time, we have to use the words to understand Brahma. Cannot objectify Brahma means that the normal sense. The normal sense, we use words and objectify what it refers to. When you say an apple is a word and it objectifies the particular fruit. So the word apple, the thought apple in the mind objectifies the particular thing called apple. This is available for the objectification. Like that, Brahma is not available. Because it is a very cause of the mind. Therefore, it cannot be objectified. But at the same time, the meaning of the word Brahma, it has to be get revealed in the mind. How? Using appropriate words. Using the words, appropriate words. And those can be handled, those words of the Shastram, using appropriate words as in keeping with the Shastram, and that can be handled only by the Sampradaya. That can be only by the Sampradaya. The Sampradaya as the key to unlock the words of the Shastram. Therefore, the Sampradaya, the teaching tradition is important because the teacher has the technique of unlocking the words of the Shastra. Therefore, the words of the Shastram has to be handled by the person who has been a Shrotriya, who has listened to the teaching from a guru. He should be a Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. Even if he is not a Brahmanishta, at least he must be a Shrotriya. He must have listened to the words of his Guru. And his Guru would have handled the words of the Shastram in keeping with the Sampradaya as taught by his Guru. Therefore, the Sampradaya is very important. That is why the names of the teachers, the tradition are mentioned. The importance of mentioning the names of the teacher is only to show the importance of revealing the words, revealing the importance of handling the words of the Shastram to reveal Brahma. To reveal Brahma. If you read any English translation or any Western book, the translation you will find Brahma. What is Brahma? Brahma is eternal. Swamiji used to make fun of this translation. Brahma, when you ask anybody who has studied, I've got some knowledge about the Shastram and studied in a way, non-traditional way, asampradaya. What is Brahma? They will answer, Brahma is eternal. What you understand by eternal, that you only know. Nobody knows that. What is eternal? That also has to be explained. What is eternal? Fine. Brahma is eternal. And what is eternal? Eternal is immortal. What is immortal? Immortal is limitless. What is limitless? Limitless is existence. And what is that existence? It is reality. What is that reality? It is the consciousness, divine consciousness, supreme consciousness. What is that? It is bliss. These are just the bunch of words. The bunch of words which we use in the Laukika doesn't reveal really Brahma, what Brahma is. Brahma, the word, it's a new word. We don't know what it is. And using some words, it doesn't reveal what Brahma is. What do we understand by these words? Eternal, immortal, limitless, existence, reality, supreme, divine consciousness, bliss. These are just bunch of words, and this doesn't give any understanding of what the word Brahma reveals. Therefore, teaching is important. The teaching is meant to make you understand what Brahma is, because the Brahma is an unknown word. It is unknown word, and the unknown word has to be revealed. The meaning of the unknown word has to be revealed in keeping with what the Shastram teaches. So therefore, the Sampradaya is very important. Since the Guru in the Sampradaya, the teachers in the Sampradaya has the technique of handling the words. Therefore, the Sampradaya is very important. And also we have to understand this type of descriptive words do not help us to understand what Brahma is. The revealing words are important. The revealing words that can only be handled by the teachers of the Sampradaya. Therefore, the teachers mentioned here, they are all important in the sense they are the Sampradaya Karta. They are the Sampradaya Karta. And the word Praga itself conveys that. Prakarshena Aga. Prakarshena Aga. Not just telling Brahma. And the meaning of the word is revealed. Revealed by the appropriate usage of the words, so that the listener will be free from any confusion, any vagueness. Otherwise, the student will have some bunch of words, and what the words mean, nobody knows what the words mean. When you ask a question, they will give an answer. That doesn't mean anything, and that really doesn't convey anything, but that will be the answer. And an answer what you give must be understandable to you and understandable to everyone. So only when you understand what the word really reveals, then only you can express it. And that expression of the meaning of what the Shastram reveals, that is handled, that is given only by the Sampradaya. Therefore, Sampradaya is very important. Sampradaya Murkavat Upekshaniyaha. Bhagavad himself says in this Upanishad, the one who doesn't come under the Sampradaya, you have to dismiss him, like Murka. Murka is a fool. So, better not to listen to the words of the teacher who doesn't come under the Sampradaya. Because those are not the words what they handle. They are not revealing words. They are only descriptive words. Descriptive word doesn't give knowledge. Only the revealing words give knowledge. Therefore, Sampradaya, and hence the names are mentioned in this mantra. Now we can read the Bhashyam. Yam etam
Yam
Yam
etam
etam
atharvane
atharvane
pravadeta.
pravadeta
pravadeta
Pravadeta is equal to avadat. Avadat
avadat
Brahma Vidyam
Brahma Vidyam
Brahma
Brahma
Tam Eva
Tam
Tam
eva
Brahmanaha Praptam
Brahmanah
Brahmanah
Praptam
Atharva
Atharva
Pura Purvam
Purvam
Uvacha
Uvacha
Uktavan
Savan
Angire Angir Namne
Angire
Brahma
Namne
Vidyam.
Brahma Vidyam.
The meaning of this line of the Bhashyam is Yam etam. Yam refers to that which is Strilinga. Etam, that which. Yam etam, that which. Etat shabda, etam, ditya vibhakti. Yam etam. Yam also ditya vibhakti. Pratipadikam yat and etam is etat. So yam etam, Strilinga, refer to Brahma Vidya. So that which Vidya, yam etam Brahma Vidya, Atharvane pravadeta. Atharvane is to Atharva. Atharva is the recipient of Brahma Vidya. Therefore, that which Brahma Vidya Atharvane pravadeta. Pravadeta is Vidiling, but it is Chandasa Prayoga. Therefore, Avadat. Bhagavad Pada gives Avadat. So, that Brahma Vidya which has been told to Atharva, Atharvane Pravadeta. Pravadeta is equal to Avadat. Vadet Vadetam Vadeyuhu. Vadehe Vadetam Vadeta. Vadeyam Vadeva Vadema. That is the form. If it is Pravadet, then it is fine. But Pravadeta is that. Vad Dhatu is, it is Parasmipadi. Therefore, Vadet. Even if it is Atmanipadi, the form will be different. So, Vad Dhatu being a Parasmipadi, therefore, if at all the form is should be Kriyapadam should be there, it should be Pravadet. But Pravadeta is that, therefore it is Chandasa Prayoga. Pravadeta meaning Avadat, told. Okay. So, Yam Etam Brahma Vidya Atharvane Pravadeta. That which Brahma Vidya taught to Atharva, that Brahma Vidya, Tam Eva, that alone, what that Vidya? Brahmanaha Praptam, obtained from Brahma, Brahmaji. Brahmanaha Praptam Tam Brahma Vidyam. Brahmanaha Praptam Tam Brahma Vidyam. Who obtained? Atharva. Who obtained? Atharva. Atharva, that is the one who obtained the Brahma Vidya from Brahmaji. He, Pura. Pura is Purvam. Pura, it is there in the Moolam, it is there. Purova Changire Brahma Vidyam. Pura Uvacha becomes Purovacha. Pura is Purvam, before. Uvacha, told. Uktavan. Whom did he tell? Atharva? Angire. To Angir. Angir Namne. Angir Namne. Who is Angir? Shishya. When Brahma Vidya is taught, one is a teacher, the other one must be the student. Then what else could be the relationship between the giver and the receiver of the Brahma Vidya? Student-teacher, teacher-student relationship only. Therefore, Angir must be yes, Shishya. Swashishyaya, Angir Namne Swashishyaya, Brahma Vidyam, Atharva, Uvacha, Proktavan iti. Then the next line. Sacha Angihi.
Sacha
Sacha
Angi.
Sacha Angi means not Sacha Angi. Saha cha Angihi. That Angihi. 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 You can see the footnote. Angihi iti va pataha. There is another pata also is there. You can say it can be Angihi or Angihi. Both are possible. So that is a footnote is given. Bharadvajaya.
Bharadvajaya.
Bharadvajagotraya. Bharadvajagotraya. Satyavahaya.
Satyavahaya.
Satyavahanamne. Raha.
Praha.
Uktavan.
Proktavan.
Praha is there, therefore Proktavan Prakarshena Uktavan Proktavan iti. Taha Sacha, you can mute the mic. Sacha Saha Angihi. Angihi Repanta Angihi is the Pratama Vibhakti Ekvachanam Angihi. So Saha Angihi Bharadvajaya. Bharadvaja it is in the Mula. What is Bharadvaja? Bharadvaja is Bharadvaja Gotrotpannaya, Gotraya, the one who is born in the Gotra, the lineage of Bharadvaja. Bharadvaja, the Gotra. Gavate Shabdayati iti Gotraha. That is, which talks about the lineage. Which talks about the lineage is called the Gotra. Gotra is the lineage into which one is born. The different Gotras are there. Bharadvaja Gotra, Atre Gotra. And those who don't have any Gotra, they all come under the Shiva Gotra. So Gotra is the one, the teacher, that the person who is the first in the particular lineage. There is no first. The first is Dakshinamurti only is the first. But there is a beginner, as though a beginner is there of the family, the tradition that comes from the Rishi. We all belong to the Rishi Parampara. So if you say a Gotra, it means that your family comes under that particular Rishi Parampara. And that Rishi, that Gotra is the Gotra of the Rishi. If you see the Gotra of the family, it's all connected to the Rishi. So Bharadvaja is a Rishi. So Bharadvaja Gotra. Atreya, Atri Muni. Atri is the Rishi. So the names of the family, the lineage, will be the names of the Rishi who initiated the parampara. So therefore Gotra iti. And Satyavaha belongs to Bharadvaja Gotra. Therefore Bharadvajaya Satyavahaya Satyavaha Namne, the one who has the name Satyavaha. The word Satyavaha also is that the name itself conveys that the person is, it's a dharmika purusha. He follows the Satya. He tells the truth. Satyam vada dharmam chara iti. As the Veda wanted or instructs the people to conduct themselves in the Vyavahara, in that way, this Satyavaha also. It speaks the truth. He follows the truth. He follows dharma. Therefore, Satyavaha. Satyavaha, Chaturthi Vibhakti, Satyavahaya, Satyavaha Namne Praha Uktavan iti. So, Angi taught Angir taught this Vidya to Satyavaha. Satyavaha, therefore Satyavaha is Shishya. So, Shishyaya Satyavahaya Praha iti. Then the next line, Bharatvajaha
Bharadwajah
Rajah
Angirase
Angirase
Swashishyaya
Swashishyaya
Putrayava
Putrayava
Paravaram
Paravaram
Parasmat
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 Avarena Prapta iti Paravara
Avarena Prapti
Paravara Sarva Vidya Vishaya Vyaptehe va
Paravara
Vidyapte
Am Paravaram
Tam Paravaram
Paravaram
Angirase Praha iti Anushangaha.
Angirase iti Anushangaha.
So here the names of the teachers and the names of the students are mentioned. The relationship between them, that relationship is teacher-student relationship that we know. And Bhagavad Pada says they may be the sons also. They may be the sons. That is, a student could be the son of the teacher also. Therefore, he says, Bharadvaja, who obtained this Brahma Vidya from Angir, he taught this to Angiras. Angirase, it is Chaturthi Vibhakti. Angirase, he taught this Brahma Vidya to Angiras. Who is Angiras then? Swashishyaya, to his disciple. Swashishyaya, Swasya Shishyaha, Swashishya. Tasmai, Swashishyaya, or Putraya. It could be his Shishya or it could be his son also, possible. Therefore, in the first mantra, Jeshta Putraya was there. But in other mantra, the family relationship is not mentioned. Therefore, it can be taken either as one's disciple or the son. That also can be taken. Therefore, Swashishyaya Putrayava Bharadvajaha Angirase. What did he teach? Paravaram Brahma Vidyam Praha. Praha, the word is not there in the mantra. The Praha, the word is not there. The first one, Pravadeta, is there. The second one, you can see Atharvane Yam Pravadeta. Brahma Atharvane Pravadeta. That is one sentence. And Atharva, Brahma Atharvane Pravadeta. And Atharva taught this to Angir. Atharva Angire Uvacha. And Angir, it taught this to Satyavaha. So therefore, Praha is the Saha Satyavahaya Praha. Now, Bharadvajaha Angirase. The word told is not there. Therefore, we can supply. Therefore, Praha, the word can be connected to both, either to the previous one or to the following one. So, Saha, that is Angihi, Bharadvaja Satyavahaya Praha, or Bharadvajaha Angirase Praha. So, in both ways, the word Praha, meaning told, can be connected. That is called Anushanga. The technical name for that is Anushangaha. That is why in the last line you can see Praha iti Anushangaha, to be connected. It says, okay. Now, Bharadvajaha Angirase Paravaram Brahmavidyam Praha. What is this Paravaram? Parasmat Avarena Prapta iti Paravara. One simple meaning of the word Paravara is Para and Avara. Two things are there. Para and Avara. Para is that which is higher. Avara is that which is lower. Higher and lower not in terms of jati, not in terms of any our usual concept. Higher and lower, not in terms of money, not in terms of jati. We are talking in terms of knowledge. Para is higher. The knowledge flows only from the person who has, therefore he is high. Flows where? To the one who is low. Low means he is a receiver. Flows from the giver to the receiver. Water flows from top to bottom, flows from up to from a high position, it flows to a position which is below. Similarly, the knowledge also flows from the person who has this, therefore referred to the word para. Avara refers to the receiver of the knowledge. So paravara means Guru Shishya. Parasmat Guroho avarena Shishyena Prapta Vidya Paravidya iti. That is, from the Guru to the disciple. Guru is referred to by the word para, and Shishya is referred to by the word avara. So Guroho Shishyena Prapta Vidya. That is one meaning of the word paravara. Iti parasmat avarena prapta. That is the knowledge which flows from higher source, that is the teacher, to the lower, that is avara, that is a disciple. By that, the knowledge, what is gained? What knowledge? That is Brahma Vidya. That is referred by the word paravara. That is also akaranta, strilinga, because Brahma Vidya, therefore paravara, and paravaram is Dvitiya Vibhakti. It is karma, the object of giving. So paravaram Brahma Vidyam Praha. This is one meaning of the word paravara. And another meaning also is given. Another meaning is paravara sarva vidya vishaya vyaptehe va. Sarva vidya vishaya vyaptehe. What is sarva vidya vishaya vyaptehe? So sarva vidya means all vidya. Paravara, this vidya, it is pervading. Vyapte means it spreads, pervades all the vidya. That is the subject matter, it pervades the subject matter of all the vidyas. How many vidyas are there? There are only two vidyas. There are only two knowledges. One is Paravidya, other one is Aparavidya. The Upanishad itself will introduce the words Paravidya, Aparavidya. Paravidya, Aparavidya. So the subject matter of both Paravidya and Aparavidya, that which pervades the subject matter of the Paravidya and Aparavidya is Paravara. That is referred by the word Paravara. So since it's the subject matter of all the Vidyas, both the Paravidya, all the Vidyas mean Paravidya and Aparavidya, therefore this Brahma Vidya is referred to by the word Paravara. Since Brahma is the subject matter of all the Vidyas, that is referred to the word the previous mantra, Sarva Vidya Pratishtham iti. The same, the Sarva Vidya Pratishtham Brahma, which is the subject matter of both Paravidya and Aparavidya, that is referred to by the word Sarva Vidya, all knowledge. All knowledge means these are the only two things, Para and Apara. Therefore, Brahma is referred to by the word Para, Parapara, Paravara, referred to the word Paravara. Another meaning also can be given. Para meanings with this Vidya, the knowledge, is deal with Saguna Brahma, and the word Brahma, the Brahma Vidya refers to Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. Knowledge of Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. So Para is Nirguna, Apara is Saguna. So that Brahma which is Saguna as well as Nirguna, gaining the knowledge of which the person gains mukti, moksha. By Nirguna Brahma, the person gains Sadhya Mukti. He becomes a Jivan Mukta. That is, he becomes free here and now. By Nirguna Brahma, by the knowledge of Nirguna Brahma. By Saguna Brahma, the person gains Krama Mukti. Krama is the order. He gains Krama Mukti. That is, after living the life here, the person goes to Brahmaloka. There he gains the same knowledge taught by Brahmaji and becomes a Muktaha, a free person. That is called Krama Mukti. Two types of Mukti, Sadhya Mukti, Krama Mukti. Sadhya Mukti is here and now. Krama Mukti is going to Brahmaloka, gaining knowledge there and then becoming free. Shastra says Krama Mukti, Sadhya Mukti. Krama Mukti we don't have to worry. Sadhya Mukti is what we have to worry with. Because Krama Mukti is not easy. Going to Brahmaloka, it's not easy. You have to do a lot of karma rituals. Better study Shastram here itself and become free. Instead of going through the Brahmaloka and gaining knowledge from Brahmaji. And what Brahmaji will teach will not be different from what the teachers teach here. The same thing is going to teach. Tattva Asi. That can be learnt here itself. So why should we spend our effort in going to Brahmaloka and gaining the same knowledge? Therefore, the word Paravara can refer to Saguna Brahma as well as Nirguna Brahma, through which Krama Mukti and Sadhya Mukti is obtained. So, the Paravara has got three different meanings. Any meaning you can take. That's why Bhashyakara says, Parasmat avarena prapta vidya paravara, that is one meaning. And paravara sarva vidya vishaya vyapte, since it is the subject matter of all the vidyas, therefore it can be called paravara iti. Tam paravaram, that paravara brahma vidya, Angirase praha. He taught to Angiras. Who taught? This Satyavaha taught. Praha iti anushangaha, to be the praha, the word, to be connected to be connected. So Bharadvajaha Angirase praha iti. Then what will Angiras do? Angiras is going to teach this Brahma Vidya to his disciple Shaunaka, and they are the teacher. That is, Angiras is the teacher, Shaunaka is the student, and the Samvada between them is this Upanishad. This Upanishad is a Samvada of the teacher student. The teacher is Angiras and the student is Shaunaka. So Angiras Shaunaka Samvada Rupena Upanishad. This Upanishad, and Shaunaka will come in the next mantra. We'll see in the next class. So we stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Hari
Om.
धन्यवाद है गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद है
गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद।